Hello, Nerdfighter International. Today is Monday, Memorial Day, and the theme this week is poetry. And so I decided I'm going to do 3 poems, 2 that I wrote myself about 6 years apart, and 1 that has been how I based what I think on religion. I'll read the 2 that I wrote first. I wrote this, I was 19 years old. It's called One More Time. One more time, I'd like to put my arms around you. One more time, I'd like to bring a smile to your face. One more time, I'd like to know what you think. One more time, I'd like to spend the day with you. One more time, I'd like to ask you why. Why did you end a love so young, so full of promise? One more time, I'd like to ask, can we try again? One more time, is this a new beginning? And just one more time, I'd like to say, I love you. This one I wrote while I was on my second tour of Iraq. It's about a different girl, but a lot of my poetry is about women. This one's called Walked Away. I opened my heart to you one day, and you walked away. I bared my soul. You walked away and left a hole. I told you there was more growing inside of me than fear. You weren't there long enough to hear. All of my secrets you knew from the first day. Without hesitation, you walked away. It's been said before that you are nobody until somebody loves you. So I have to ask, who am I if I am 1 minus our 2? It was no secret that the first time we met, our fates on separate paths were set. You broke a promise to a man I'll never know, and I was nothing more than a guest star on your show. I played father to your son, and in all honesty, that was truly the most fun. And still, within less than a day, almost effortlessly, you walked away. 2 years later, my heart is still a constant flutter, and hardly mention your name without a stutter. Every day a memory slips through the wall I've built, most of them happy, some dripping with guilt. In 26 years of life, I've always done the right thing. In my entire life, you were the one wrongdoing. Our time together is my favorite mistake, and proof that one cannot have and eat his cake. All I wanted was for you to ask me to stay. In reality, it was I who walked away. I make no excuses, I accept all the blame. Without you, nothing has been the same. I begged and pleaded to hear 3 simple, incredible words. Now I would give you the world to go back to the way we were. Go back to before that day. Before I walked away. And this last one is called Footprints. This poem used to hang on my bathroom wall like the entire time I was growing up as a kid. Even now, like when I'm having a rough time or I'm struggling with something, this poem kind of pops in my mind. There's a lot of like ambiguity about who wrote this. The version I have right now was written by Mary Stevenson in 1939. One night, I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. And it's in each scene I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints, other times there were 1 set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could see only 1 set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I have noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there have been only 1 set of footprints in the sand. Why, when I needed you most, have you not been there for me? The Lord replied, the times when you see only 1 set of footprints in the sand, it was then that I carried you. I want to say, Caitlin, I really enjoyed your poems, and Michael, Joanne, Marta, everybody else, I'm looking forward to yours. Have a great week.